What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man, and hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, just remember it is the thoughts in our head, and that's basically it. And this today's episode really, I want to just jump right in because I woke up this morning, not early, by the way. um, I have my own hours for sure, but I woke up. And I played my meditation. I tried. Here's the thing: if you're not in like, I think there's a couple things. One, I played the meditation. I've been playing for like almost 2 weeks. It's been great, but I feel like what happens is like to our brain naturally is just like we hear it and then we're like not in it, or I wasn't full heartedly in it, and I'm trying to get myself back into like, okay, I'm going to take this time and really be in it, really be in the moment. But it's like it was very hard for me as far as like there's lots of things going on. Obviously, wanting to grow this, which is always in the back of my head, figuring out like what the next thing in terms of what we're doing with our clients. And then just always like, am I doing enough, or am I good enough as far as like what's happening? With the things that I got going on. So it was massive. So I woke up this morning and I was just like, I try to like not jump into all these things right away. But again, for me, it's just like, the text messaging, things that come in, things that then go from one thing to another. So I think my biggest aha, or like my suggestion or my awareness here, like my story here to share with you, is really work on that morning routine. Whatever that is for you. I think there, whether it's just coffee and sitting for 15 minutes before you get your day started, or whether it's a shake or whatever that is to you, right? Fill in whatever that may be. But I really will continue to encourage everyone listening to have some sort of morning routine that gets them out and about before they jump into this thing that we call life, like the structure of being that we're in. So that was really my big aha moment, because I was feeling some sort of way. I texted a bunch of people, and then I got some emails back. I got a text back, and then there was like a particular text that didn't go my way, didn't really go my way. And then that's kind of where my brain starts going. It's like, well, why didn't it respond after this text message? And why didn't they confirm if they would take the action that I asked? It was an ask of me, but and then it reverted back to all these other questions of previous situations that me and that particular person were in, and so it really started to affect me. It really started to bother me. But then I paused, and I was able to capture myself in the moment and really ask myself these couple of questions, these prompts, right? So like, remember, if you're not feeling good or you're not feeling happy, it's just the questions that we're asking ourselves in our head and what we're thinking about. So my question for myself was more of why am I feeling this way? Like, what am I feeling and why am I feeling this way? And then I just, from there, kind of like answered those questions and then figured out like, hey, it's not a big deal. Like, one, there's probably a bunch of scenarios that could be happening, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter, because here's where you're at. And then whenever the other person's at and ready to, meet you at your level or at your position or at your situation, then they'll come back around. Now, if they don't, then that's okay. And at that moment, and when you're ready, you can speak up and say something. So, it's I think very simply, it goes back to like, some of us, I wouldn't say all of us, because some of us probably don't deal too much with it. And some of us do, right? So like, I feel like, or sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, kind of like me. I feel like the way to handle those situations, when all of a sudden it's identifying, right? It's like identifying the moment that you start feeling these ways, and that you think, like, for me, I'm going to just say out of control, like your brain is sort of spasming out and being like, what the fuck, but I feel like it's identifying when you start feeling these types of feelings, and then start really figuring out, like, why am I feeling this? It's like being your own fucking therapist, to be honest, is what it is. So you just have to ask yourselves why, like 7 times, like, why am I feeling this way? Why? And then from there, I did a little bit of movement outside. I did jumped in the ice bath. That kind of shocked my nervous system, so it calmed me down. I felt better coming out the shower, and then and now I'm just focused. So I got my got my shakes in, I got my water in, my supplements, and about to get in. But I figured I'd just record this because it's so fresh, it's so new, it's so right now. Yeah. So and I feel like for me, because I woke up right to within your 9 to 5 workday, I woke up late. Not late for me because like I went to bed late, right? Like I don't have like a normal hours like I said before, but I feel like no matter what, I still should take my time. And this is again for me personal, and I think for most people that may be dealing with that deal with something like this, is just take 15, 20 minutes to yourself before you jump into whatever you need to jump into. Like have a good morning routine. Journaling I think is important. For me, I feel like I get on it, I get off it, I get on it. But when I get on it, like it does make me feel good when I have so much in my head and I just need to like write it or just put it out somewhere. And so that's what I'm going to make happen, right? So I'm going to dedicate myself to actually journaling every day for the next, let's say 15 days. I don't want to say 30 because then if I fall off, it's like, So I'm going to say for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to go ahead and start journaling because I feel like it's important to get all these thoughts out. And kind of like this, kind of like even the podcast is kind of like a verbal journal. So I thank you for listening. I hope that helps. If you wake up, and you're feeling, and you just can feel the vibe is off or you're just not in the right mood, I would definitely suggest doing some sort of journaling, some sort of 15-minute meditation, or just sitting there by yourself, asking yourself, what can you be grateful for? Or, why am I feeling this way? And then start figuring out, where's it coming from? And then ask yourself the questions, is this something really that I need to hone in on right now? And is it really going to affect me? And is it really going to be anything of substance 20 years from now? Probably not. So keep moving, keep crushing it. And you guys keep listening. Thanks for sharing. And if that's it, I guess that's it. If anything else, we'll tune into the next one. We have a couple great guests coming up. Have a great one, guys. Keep crushing it. Don't forget, nothing changes until you do. Peace.